In the grand tapestry of human history, few periods have seen as much rapid change and upheaval as the interwar years. The 2 decades separating the end of the First World War in November 1918 and the beginning of the Second World War in September 1939. The end of the First World War left a world wounded and weary, a planet scarred by the horrors of trench warfare, chemical weapons, and the loss of an entire generation. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919, officially ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. But it also sowed the seeds of discontent, the repercussions of which would reverberate throughout the interwar period. The 1920s began with the world attempting to heal from the devastation of the Great War. In the United States, it was the era of the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic prosperity, cultural dynamism, and social change. Yet, beneath the surface, the seeds of the Great Depression were being sown, with the Wall Street crash of October 1929 marking the beginning of the most severe economic downturn in the history of the industrialized world. In Europe, the interwar years were marked by political and social instability. The Russian Revolution of 1917 had given birth to the world's first communist state, the Soviet Union, whose rise would significantly influence global politics in the years to come. Meanwhile, the punitive terms of the Treaty of Versailles had left Germany economically crippled and politically unstable, providing fertile ground for the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. In the East, the Empire of Japan, emboldened by its successes in the First World War, began its aggressive expansion into China and Southeast Asia, setting the stage for the Pacific theater of the Second World War. As the 1930s drew to a close, the world was once again on the brink of war. Hitler's Germany had annexed Austria and invaded Czechoslovakia, while in the Far East, Japan's invasion of China had escalated into a full-scale war. In this video, we have journeyed through the tumultuous interwar period, a time of hope and despair, of healing and upheaval. We've seen how the end of the First World War gave way to a brief era of prosperity and optimism, only for it to be shattered by the Great Depression. We've explored the political and social changes that swept across Europe, from the rise of communism in the East to the emergence of fascism in the West. And finally, we've seen how the ambitions of Germany and Japan set the world on the path to the Second World War. The interwar years were a period of intense change and conflict, a time when the old world was swept away and the foundations of the modern world were laid. It's a period that continues to shape and influence our world today, a testament to the enduring impact of history.